So anyway, Republicans, irreversible damage. They're going to be in damage control for the next 2 years, and I still think you're going to see minimal gains. I think you will see some gains, as long as if the Biden camp doesn't do anything incredibly stupid, then you probably won't see that many gains on the Republican side in 2 years. But
that's if they don't do anything stupid. Just saying.
Well, they're about to do something really stupid because they want to extend more rent protection.
Oh my god, dude!
Renter protection.
I'm not.
It's stupid. It's so incredibly short-sighted.
I'm not gonna get into this completely, but my in-laws are renters.
Yeah.
Or they're not renters.
They're
landlords. And they have a couple. They have been to court. This person. This is the stupid shit. But this person, their lease is up. Mm-hmm. Can't kick them out.
No, because
they're protected.
There's a little bit of confusion on what's going on there. So basically, what the protection is right now is you cannot evict them until the deadline of January 31st.
One issue though, in their lease it says the lease that's expired, but the lease that's expired says no pets, and they have a dog. And the judge will not hear them.
Well, I know, because they will literally not take it. However, so long as they don't extend the deadline on January 30 or February 1st, take them right to court. And if they haven't been paying rent, they still owe you that rent.
Oh yeah, it's blood out of a brick. It's impossible to get. Like, you can go.
Well, I know, but then you can
garnish
still
wages.
You can still evict them.
Yes.
Once the deadline.
Well, on top of that, like, not to get into their details very much, but like, they have other people living there too, and I'm like, why are these judges not hearing this? Like, because literally, it says in the bill, whatever, it says if there's reason to evict them, that's like several things. They can be evicted, and lease ending is one of them.
Yeah, well,
that's... And it's like, I'm like, why aren't these judges listening to that? And they're like, oh, it's because the renter protection. I'm like, did you guys read into it, or are you just going off?
Well, no, it was my understanding, and I got this from a lawyer. Basically, like, they're not hearing eviction cases until after the deadline.
Right.
Now, it's not like that magically disappears, which there's a lot of renters that think that they're going to get off scot-free. And but here's the problem. So they're talking about
they're going to get evicted so fast.
But they're talking about extending these renter protections and like putting them into law. And I'm like,
oh my word.
Well, here's the problem, and they're incredibly short-sighted. I can understand, in your heart, you want to help these people, but first of all, most of the time, it's their fault. Like, sometimes you have a bad run of luck. I get that. But, again, as Ben Shapiro always says, you cannot take a case of one and base policy off of that. But here's the bigger problem.
I mean, they're getting stimulus money every now and then,
But here's the bigger problem. So, because I'm going to be a landlord soon. However, I'm glad I don't have a tenant right now, because I'm going to pay attention to what's going on with this. And if they pass a bunch of stupid bills, I'm just going to turn it into an Airbnb and say, fuck being a landlord.
You should do that anyway.
Well, so I've been told. But anyway, so...
Where you're at, though, is going to be kind of hard for an Airbnb.
No, not really. I'm that close to the Speedway. I'd be all the time.
Think so?
Oh, yeah. I know people that have Airbnbs around that area. They make bank. But
my nose itches. I won't pick it.
But anyway, so... if it is not worth it financially to be a landlord, then you're going to have people not be landlords, which you're not going to have as many rental properties, which is going to lead to a housing crisis. And on top of that, they're talking about pardoning all nonviolent drug offenders. They got to live somewhere. It's like one foot's not talking to the other, and they're not thinking about. They're just hearing of an alleged victim group. It's like, oh, we're gonna protect you. Oh, and we're gonna protect you. But in doing this, you're fucking everyone. Because all these people are gonna get out of prison, and they're not gonna have a place to live. And with the housing, like, you can't even say, we'll just buy a place, because there's no inventory. And building supplies are
through the roof.
Well, if you can get them at all. Building is like, it's taking so much longer. I've got customers that were supposed to be in their houses at the end of last year, and they're looking at April.
My buddy's actually building a house as we speak, and they were wanting to be done by December of 2020.
Yeah.
And like they just broke ground not even like several months ago. And that's because, it was taking forever. The company was behind, on
Yeah,
work.
well, everybody's behind, and the good news is people are learning this, and it's like it is what it is, But so I think you're going to see, at least in the next 2 years, you're going to see a lot of policies like this where they're going to unintentionally, if they put any thought into it at all, they would not do it, at least not yet. You're going to see a lot of things unintentionally cause fallout.
For the first 2 years, Biden, if he was smart, sit on your hands. Just take
Not
care.
sit
Just
on your
take
hands,
care of
but
take care of what's going on right now, and that's what I mean by sit on your hands. Take care of what's going on right now. Help people out. Don't go with any crazy spending. We're already in a horrible deficit.
Correct. They need to address the immediate threat, but they need to think about how they're doing it. I don't think another huge stimulus package is the way to go.
No.
I really don't.
Don't get me wrong. Am I going to say no to the check? Nope.
Well,
but the thing is, it's going to hurt more than it's going to help. I mean, in the long run.
Well, fortunately, people like you and me probably won't see that big of an impact, but the economy will. Oh, and then I guess one of his other first orders of business is raising the minimum wage to $15 an hour on top of renter protection and on top of allegedly pardoning nonviolent drug offenders.
So guess what that does?
That's going to tank...
Lay off people.
That's going to tank the housing market. It's going to tank the job market.
Drive unemployment up.
It's going to drive unemployment up, and in the midst of a pandemic. But it's okay because they extended unemployment benefits.